and Looper is an assassin movie, but he's trying to kill himself.
I know what happens.
Star Wars it's episode 8, but everybody will hate it. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Oliver the Ricketts.
I'm Brittany.
I'm Marco.
I'm Morgan.
We just got out of Knives Out. I've been really, really excited for this movie. I love the cast. I love Rian Johnson as a director. I think he gets a really bad rap now because of Last Jedi. So when I saw this trailer, I was really excited. I sent it to everybody that I know. Nobody watched it. Thanks. But I'm glad I did send it to everybody because this movie's fucking awesome. I really, really had fun with this movie. In fact, I think it was better than I thought it was going to be.
I agree, actually.
Yeah, me too.
So what's interesting about a lot of Rian Johnson movies is they usually have a pitch that has a twist to it. So like Brick it's a mystery crime noir, but it's all high schoolers. And Looper it's an assassin movie, but he's trying to kill himself.
I know what happens.
Star Wars it's episode 8, but everybody will hate it.
I liked it better than episode 7.
I love episode
I
8.
also liked it better than
I really
episode
like it.
7.
I'm going to rate it before we even jump into it because I
agree, because it's mostly...
It's just going to be quicker.
Right. If you haven't seen the movie, it's very, very good. There are very good performances in this movie.
No way.
And the script is airtight. I give it a A+, actually.
Wow.
I give it an A. I liked it. I laughed. I didn't expect some things, so that's good.
I'm also going to give it an A. Is it a perfect film? No, but it is very, very good. It's not Clue. That's
Nothing
for
will
sure.
ever be Clue.
Right. But it did have a couple of cute nods to Clue, which I really appreciated, as any whodunit really should do. But definitely tonally more towards like the Murder on the Orient Express. Like that was the vibe I was getting for a lot of it.
I did too.
For a
Yeah,
bit.
I really enjoyed it though. I really, really liked it. I actually really would like to see it again to see if I pick up on some of the things that were going on. Even though like there were times in the movie where like I did feel like I knew more information than I should have.
I'm gonna go A-, because for me, I think kind of like, so at some point in the movie, I was kind of like, all right, like where are they going with this? I was getting a little tuned out at parts, but it definitely brought me back in towards the end. You know, which we'll discuss. There were definitely like 2 moments in the movie where I was just like, what are they gonna do with this? And it definitely kept me guessing, but yeah, I don't know. Not that I don't like it. I just it's not a perfect A or A+ movie for me. So
Don't watch anymore. If
Yeah,
you don't
stop
want it to be
watching.
spoiled.
yeah,
Right, so they tell you who thinks they're the murderer.
who done it?
And it kind of flips the whole whodunit thing on its head because in a traditional movie like this, Daniel Craig would be the hero.
Right.
And he would be the star of the movie. Now he's the villain, and the hero is the murderer, and you have them working together to solve the case.
Right. It tells you who done it a third of the way through the movie, but it almost was not the most interesting thing happening in the movie.
Nope.
It's almost like the movie knew, let's get this out of the way so that you're actually paying attention to what's happening now and not just trying to figure out, you know, who the murderer is for the entirety of the movie. It's like, let's give you that big detail and then let the movie kind of just happen after that, which I really appreciated.
What this is able to do is it tells you, when it tells you that immediately, that's why you don't know what's going to happen next. Because it's
Right.
not just like, oh, the mystery is really hard to figure out. You don't know where the plot's even going to go.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're looking for.
Yeah, it basically goes from figuring out who did it, and then it's, what's going to happen to her, because is he going to figure it out? And then it completely switches again
Right.
to who actually did it.
To maybe it wasn't as simple as we thought it was. While you think that you figured it out, even the explanation they give, you're like, there's some holes in that.
Donut holes.
There's a donut hole in that.
holes.
It changes so often who you're rooting for and what you think of each character because you think you know who the murderer is.
Right, and even at the end, your protagonist, you even think that they're somehow the real murderer, or they set
Right.
this up somehow for like a good 30 seconds until you
It's
realize
like a triple
yeah.
pseudo double agent.
Daniel Craig in this thing that's such a hard performance to do
Yeah.
because when he first comes in, he's smooth, he's suave. And then as it goes on, you kind of start to see, no, this guy's an idiot. But then by the end, it flips it on its head again to where you go, no, he's a genius.
He pretty much knew the whole time.
He's playing 3 different kinds of characters in one guy, the way that you're supposed to perceive him. I think that's really, really interesting.
I was very happy to see Ana de Armas have as much of a role as she did, because based on the previews, it kind of seemed like she was like a more like, not even a secondary character, kind of like a tertiary character.
Right.
It was all focused on the family, and the family, you know, everything about them and all those big names, and she kind of just falls by the wayside on that. You know, I'm glad that she actually got a pretty big, notable role in this movie after having seen her in Blade Runner, which I love her in. So
I mean, no, everybody else was good. Jamie Lee Curtis was good, although
Jamie Lee was great.
I definitely wish that we had seen more Jamie Lee Curtis because I love her.
I think that most movies don't have enough Jamie Lee Curtis.
True.
Yeah,
not even Halloween.
If
has
you don't
enough-
have any, you should just start over.
Yeah.
I just think she's an incredible actress and a heroine in every film she's in my opinion.
And even in this, even though like one of the nice things that it does is at first you're trying to figure out who you're supposed to be rooting for, and then kind of in the middle you figure out, no, everybody's an asshole.
Especially Hannah Baker.
I thought Toni Collette did a good job too.
Yeah, she was good. She was believable in her group role.
Michael Shannon is such an
Because
underrated
I
actor.
think that they wanted him to look kind of like
Disheveled.
almost like a bumbling idiot at times, until that one scene where he's got her cornered in front of her, or behind her house,
doing his Boardwalk Empire
yeah
thing.
and then they have the cane going at the same time, and it was like very tense. I was
Yeah.
actually very nervous, but I think that they did a really good job with him, and I think that every character for more or less had times where they were likable and then had times where they were really unlikable, and I appreciated that. Like you said before, you didn't really know who to root for,
Right.
you know, when you were watching the movie. Everybody had their moments, and then everybody had their bad moments.
And that comes down to that everybody in the movie is necessary to what happens. There's
Right.
nobody who's just there to fit a stereotype. Like the one kid,
Even the great grandma.
even the great grandma and the one kid who had the least speaking parts also really factor into the mystery and how they're figuring things out.
So Chris Evans.
It's fucking
He stole
great.
the show, 100%.
Even though he ended up being, I didn't even care. I just still enjoyed watching.
Oh
him
no,
on
I think it
screen
was great that he was the villain. I think that was especially that's what Chris Evans needs to do, something like that right now too.
Well, because everyone sees him as Captain America. People don't realize he's done any other movies other than Captain America.
I love him as Captain America, but Snowpiercer is my favorite Chris Evans movie. I know you guys like
Jake Weiler. Jake Weiler all day. Not another teen movie.
First of all, I think I need to address the elephant in the room. Chris Evans is just a very beautiful man, and he's so charismatic.
Yeah.
There's just he's magnetic. You're just drawn to him. Whenever he was on screen, you were drawn to him. I mean, I was.
Charisma that he has is he's introduced to be an asshole. He's great at being an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
But when they want you to think that he's a good guy, you're so ready to be like, no, he's
a
great.
good guy.
He's
He's
good.
fine.
The way the script is written, you're not really supposed to believe that he, 100% trusting in him.
Yeah.
But just the way that Chris Evans carries himself, you want it to be so.
There was a lot of imagery and a lot of things going on that did feel very over the top and almost a little kitschy at times.
Yeah.
But I think that it just, given the overall tone of the movie, I think it just worked.
Yeah, I
anyway.
think that was part.
You know?
Maybe not the point, but it kind of played. Yeah, as you say, it plays into the
the
tone
fact
of the
that
movie.
one of the major giveaways was when she said Hugh did this, not you did this.
And then-
Hugh did this.
Yeah. When he talked about how only some people can tell the difference between a real knife and a prop knife.
Right.
Yeah.
And then at the end, and he specifically
Dumb.
says it when talking about Chris Evans.
The very subtle things in this movie that I really enjoyed. Obviously, the fact that none of the family ever gets her nationality right. It follows the tone or the theme of the deeper meaning that none of them really gave a shit about her.
Right.
I sensed it pretty early on just from the fact that everyone was oh well, I wanted you to come to the funeral, but I got outvoted, and I think almost every single one of them say that to her at some point.
Yeah, there was no way it
in the
was
movie, so there's
outvoted.
clearly no way they were outvoted. So
Well, and even them saying we'll take care of you is not I care about you as a human being. It's
Yeah.
this is a charity project for me.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that speaks to the character because that also goes into the fakeness of each person who was on screen.
All right.
Knives Out, go see it.
That's an energy I want to emulate in my daily life.